Hello student, in last video lecture we have discussed SLR parsing and I have taken one example of this grammar and create the parsing table. So after creating parsing table we find that that particular parsing table contains multiple entries, means corresponding to zero state at a terminal we are seeing that there is a two entries, reduction by production number 3 and reduction by production 4, and correspondingly on B we are also find the multiple entries. So this is the disadvantage of SLR parsing, that for some grammar it may contains multiple entries. So multiple entries is disadvantage for SLR parsing because it gives ambiguity, means for a particular string it may possible that you are on state 0 and in the first element of input buffer is a, then we have to think whether we have to reduce that particular by production number 3 or production number 4. So it will give ambiguity and at that time the SLR parser will halt. So removing that particular disadvantage we are moving to LRK grammar or CLR grammar. CLR grammar. CLR is nothing but it is a canonical LR parser, or you know that LR parser means that L means left to right and R means right sentential. For you people well known about that. So it is also called CLR parser is also called LR1 parser. Uh, all these parsers are the member of LRK parser group, where L means left to right, R means right sentential far, or K means look ahead items. So this is also called LR0, LR1. So for LR0 it is also called SLR parsing, LR1 is also called CLR parsing. So here K means look ahead items. In SLR parsing we see only the current item, means that if we have situation like this or production like this, so we concentrate only on the element comes after the dot position. Okay, so that's why it is called LR0. So we have seen that for the particular previous example that in SLR parsing it contains multiple entries. So we, for removing that, we move to CLR parsing. So in this parsing we parse one more extra item, means if the production is like that c dot ca, it means in SLR parsing we concentrate only on the element which comes after dot, but in CLR parsing we also see the element which comes after the element after dot, means we have to see all element after the dot element. Just like that, if there is an alpha dot b beta type of production, so we in SLR we concentrate only on b, but in LR1 or CLR parsing we concentrate also on beta. So we move one extra element for that. So this is called CLR parsing. So CLR parsing is nothing but it is SLR parsing plus look ahead item. So for CLR parsing we have to parse like SLR parsing, but it also have look ahead item. So CLR parsing is nothing but it is a, you can say that it is equal to SLR parsing plus look ahead item. So for that, what we do, we find the look ahead item for every production. So if grammar is production is like this in SLR parsing, so in CLR parsing or LR1 parsing, we have to find the second element and we have to write like this, means comma after the second element, and that second element comes from the production from which this production is derived. I will tell you the by a given example. So let us take the previous example also. So let the grammar is S2 A B, S2 B A to epsilon and B to epsilon. In the last class we have discussed that particular grammar, and we find that in SLR parsing it contains multiple entries. So फॉर पार्सिंग CLR पार्सिंग हमने आपको बता रखा है कि इट इज़ जस्ट लाइक SLR पार्सिंग, बट वी हैव टू डू वन extra thing, that is we have to find the look ahead items. That is a look ahead item. So it is just like SLR parsing, we have to find the augmented grammar, then Bible prefixes, then closure property, then go to items, and then DFA and canonical set of items, and then creation of parsing table, and then parsing the string. So for all LRK parsers, whether it is SLR parser, CLR parser or LALR parser, all parsing have the same type of parsing table. It means it have 4 action: shift, reduce, accept and error, and there are states, there are go to entry. So the parsing of string are same on all type of parser, but creation of parsing table is little bit different in all type of parsing. So SLR parsing we have discussed, and we have found that there is multiple entries on parsing table. So we will move to CLR parsing. So we have the grammar. So firstly we will find the augmented grammar. So this will become augmented grammar. Then we will move to the closure property. So we will start from start non-terminal, that is s dash to dot s. You know that we will use the concept of Bible prefixes. Now after dot there is a non-terminal, so we will put all the production of s, that is AAP, then here and S2 dot BBBA. Now in this we are seeing that after dot there is a non-terminal, so we will put all the production of A, that is A to epsilon, and for epsilon we will put only dot and B to dot. Now we have to find the second element. So I have told you that the second element or the look ahead items depend upon the production by which we derive the next production. So as we know that in start non-terminal, we have to start the production from there. Yeah, we have to start the deriving the string from start non-terminal. So by default the look ahead item of this particular terminal is dollar. As we know that we put input on input buffer followed by dollar. You people know that. So if there is an empty string, so dollar must be in a input buffer. So by default in CLR parsing, the start non-terminal contains dollar as look ahead item or second item. Now dot s, there is a terminal, a non-terminal after dot, so we have write the production of s. So second element will be depend upon the production from which it is derived, means that particular production is derived from this. So we have to find the second element like that. If there is alpha dot b beta and second element are gamma, ठीक, then the look ahead item or second item will be depend upon first of beta gamma, first of beta gamma. Clear? So as we have told you that the look ahead item in LR1 person, we see the one more extra item. So in SLR parsing the position will be only on B, but in LR1 or CLR parser the position will see the next item also. So after B the next item will depend upon the first of this item. Means we are not only concentrating on beta, but we will concentrate on gamma. Means that if beta is empty, then it will depend upon the gamma. So note down that the second element or the look ahead item will be found by first beta of gamma. Clear? So from this, if we find the second element, so there is an empty, it means first of empty gamma means there is an only empty, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, only dollar. Like this, it is also derived from this production. So the second element will be first of beta. First of beta means this beta is empty, so it will depend upon the dollar. So second element will be dollar. Now see here, A is derived from this production. Clear? A is derived from this production. So the second element or look ahead item will depend upon this item. ठीक, means first of beta and gamma. So beta is A, capital A, B and dollar. So the first of will A, इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा, फर्स्ट ऑफ ए बी डॉलर. इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा, फर्स्ट, आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट द फर्स्ट विल बी ए. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, लुक अहेड आइटम ए हो जाएगा. करस्पॉन्डिंगली ऑन बी फर्स्ट ऑफ बी, वी इस पे डिपेंड करेगा, ठीक है, और फर्स्ट निकलेगा इसका बी. सो वी हैव फाउंड द सेकेंड एलिमेंट ऑफ ए. तो यू विल सी दैट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस in SLR parsing. In closure property only we will find that dot s, dot ab and dot just like that. But in CLR parsing or LR1 parsing it is SLR parsing plus the look ahead item. तो पहले में डॉलर आया, दूसरे में डॉलर, तीसरे में डॉलर, इसमें ए आया, इसमें बी आया. तो कुछ नहीं करना है, सिंपल CLR parsing means SLR parsing you have to do and then you have to find the look ahead item. So it will become our zeroth state, zero state. Now we will find the go to of all element which comes after dot. So in this, after dot there is a non-terminal, after dot there is a, after dot there is a b. Here after dot no element are there after b, so we have to find a go to I0s, go to I0a, go to I0b. So it will become go to I0s and it will become s to s dot, and the second element will like this. Remember one thing, that the second element is found by the production from which it is derived. Clear? So it is like this. Now we will find the go to I0 of A. This, it will become s to a dot aab comma dollar. Clear? as there is a terminal after dot, so will not write the other production. Now we will find I0B. It will become S2B dot B a dollar, and it will become this will become I1 and this will become I2. So for I0 there are three elements, I0, I1 and I2, or you can say there are three states in TFS. Now we will find the move to state I0. There is no element after that, so we will not move further. In this I1 state, yeah, I1 set of items, there is one element after that and that is A, so we will find the go to I1 of small a and it will become a dot AB. As I have told you that when we find go to, the dot position moves one further. So here you are seeing that after dot there is a non-terminal, so we have to put the production of A, that is A to epsilon, it means it will become dot. Now here we have to find the second element, as this particular production comes from this production, so we will find the second element by first of B beta. तो यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ऑफ बीटा क्या हो जाएगा, बी और डॉलर, तो इसका मतलब सिंपल क्या आ जाएगा, बी आ जाएगा. And this state become I3. Okay, now we will find here the numbering is a little bit wrong, so this is I0, this is I1, this is I2, this is I3 and this will become I4. Now I will check the state, which state is left, I2, yes, the I3 B. Here in I3 after dot there is a small b, so it will become S2B B dot B a comma dollar. After B there is a non-terminal, so we have to write the production of B and it will become dot. There is a production of B2 epsilon, so it will become epsilon. And the next element will be, the look ahead item will be depend upon this A2 A and dollar. It means it will become first of this and it will be A. So this become I5 step. So now I think you people have cleared that how to find the second item. So I3 we have find the go to, then move to I4. There is an element after dot, that is the non-terminal, so we will find the go to I4 of capital A and it will become S2 a dot B and dollar, because that production come from this production, so second element will be the same and it will become I6. Now move to we have find the go to of I4, move to I5, go to I0 I5 capital B and it will become S2 B dot A comma dollar and it will become I7 state. So I have find the go to of I5 state. Now move to I6. It will be go to I6 of small b, because after that there is terminal, so it will become S2 A B dot comma dollar and it will be I8 state. Yeah, 8th state. Yeah, set of item is I8. Now I have covered I6. Now move to I7, go to I7, and there is an element after dot there, and it is A, so it will be go to I7, so it will be S2 B A dot comma dollar. So it will be I9 state. So we have find I7, go to of I7 state. In I8 there is no element after dot. In I9 there is no element after dot. So now we have found the set of items. So canonical set of items will be I0, I1, I2 to I9. Correspondingly, you can find out the DFA by I0, putting this A and B, I1. You people are well known about that. So now we have to create the parsing table. So for parsing table, you have to do nothing. There is only the state entry, then action entry, and go to entry. In its action, we will put all the terminal, and the terminals are A, B, and dollar. Go to entry, in go to, we will put all the non-terminal S, A, and B. There are 9 states, so we will put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Means we have to write up to 9 state. So now we will find the entries of 0 state. Corresponding to 0, we will first we will check at 0 there is a dot. We have to for checking filling the entries, we will find that which elements comes after dot. So if after dot terminals comes, so we will shift. If after dot non terminals comes, so we will write the state position. And if after that nothing's come, it means there is a reduction entry. So for reduction entry, we have to number the grammar. So it will become first, it will become second, it will become third, and it will become fourth. So for 0 state, the entries are S, A, and B. After that, so go to I0, S is I1, go to I0, A is I2, go to I0, B is I3. So corresponding to 0, I0, S is 1, so it will be 1. Go to I0, A is 2, so it will be 2. And for go to I0, B is 3, so it will be 3. Now, but only one change is here, that in SLR parsing we are finding the follow if there is no element after dot. So we will put reduction entry or entry into the element of follow of that particular non-terminal. So in CLR parsing there is a change, because we have found follow means that what elements will come after that particular. So in CLR parsing we are already checking the next element, that is we are checking that what comes after A, S, what comes after A. So we in somehow we can say that this is the follow of that particular production. So there is no need of calculating the follow. We will just put the reduction entry to the second element. So you will see that in 0th state, after that there is no element, there is second element is A. So corresponding to A, we will put the reduction entry, that is R. So as this the production is A dot, means it belongs to A epsilon. Okay, so and we have numbered it like 3, so it will become R3 state. Now in 0th, in this production after that nothing's come, so we will put reduction entry corresponding to which, and this will be B because second element या look ahead item is B. So in CLR parsing we don't have to find follow of that particular grammar just like SLR parsing. So it will become little bit easy. So it will become R as the production is B2 dot and it belongs to B2 epsilon and its production number is 4. So it will 4. So we will see that in SLR parsing we are seeing that there are multiple entries for that particular grammar. There is a multiple entries, but we are seeing that in CLR parsing multiple entries removed, so we will find a single entries. So creation of table is just like SLR parsing. You don't have to do nothing, but there is one minor change that shifting, go to, all are same, acceptance is also same, but reduction process is little bit difference. In SLR parsing we are finding follow up non-terminal, but in this the reduction is done towards the look ahead item. So let's complete the other state also. In one state, where is one state? There. Yeah. So we will find that S dash to S dot, and we have told you that if there is no element after dot and this is the is if it is start non-terminal, so we will put except corresponding to dollar. So you know that. Now come to I2 state. I2 state we see that after dot there is a terminal, so we will put shift corresponding to A. So we will shift corresponding to A. Now we have to find the new state. So we have to find go to I0A. Go to I0A is I4 state. So entry will be S4. So remember that I have told you various times that for shifting the subscript is new state. So we have to find the go to for that particular terminal. So now come to third state. In third state we are seeing that after dot there is a terminal B. So corresponding to B it will be shift and we have to find the go to I3B. Go to I3B is 5. So corresponding to 3 the B entry will be S5. Now come to I4. I4 we are seeing that after dot there is a non-terminal. So we will find the I4A. I4A is I6. So corresponding to A it will be 6 and in fourth state in second production there is no element after dot, so we will put reduction action corresponding to B element. So corresponding to B element it will be reduction as it is A2 dot. A2 dot is production number 3, so it will be 3. So similarly you can fill all these element. Okay, so the little difference is that we have to do SLR parsing, but for each production we have to find the second element. So after finding the all elements, we will find the canonical set item, go to state, and the creation of parsing table is just like SLR parsing. And but one little bit change are there, and that change is that for the production where after dot no element comes, we do the reduction. In SLR we find the follow and corresponding to element of follow we will put reduction action, but in CLR parsing we just do reduction action corresponding to the second element of production. So by all these you can create parsing table. So after creation parsing table, the parsing of the string, just like the SLR parsing which I have already told you, we have to what we have to do, there is a stack, there is an input buffer, and there is an action. So in input buffer we will put the input string followed by dollar. Top of the stack it will be zero state. Top of the stack it will be zero stack. In input we will put the string followed by dollar. We will check the entries of state and in first element of the buffer. It is just like SLR parsing, so nothing there is nothing to tell you about that. You can do as like SLR parsing. So the remember one thing, the parsing table of the CLR parsing, SLR parsing and LALR parsing, all parsing have the same, and the is parsing of the string is also same, but the creation of the parsing table is different. So I think you will be clear about the CLR parsing. So do one question which I have given you. S2 A and like this there is a question I have given you. मिल नहीं रहा है. S2 A and A2 A and A2B, like this. There is a question, so you can go through that and solve that question. So now I am finishing, I am ending the lecture. If you have any problem, feel free to contact me on Google Class, or anytime when we will connect to the Zoom online meeting, you can clear your doubts. Okay.